Coming up, we'll take you to Powell County, where people are still cleaning up following rounds of heavy rainfall and flash flooding.
He had the most potential I've ever seen in somebody.
Teens remembering their friend who died in a boat accident over the weekend.
And a Lexington strip club may have its liquor license taken away after a recent rash of violence.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon on this Monday. Sam Dick and Amber Philpott reporting. Showers and storms expected to come back into the forecast tomorrow. Not good news for those people dealing with last week's heavy rain.
Yeah, flash flooding was a major issue in Powell County, causing damage to homes and businesses. WKYT's Mike Linden has reaction from one man whose driveway was washed away. It's our top story at 4:30.
People in Powell County are still cleaning up after rounds of heavy rainfall since early last week. And for one family living on Black Creek Road, it's pretty difficult for them to even get to their home right now. After heavy rainfall late Thursday night, Wallace Reed says he heard a strange sound coming from his front lawn early Friday morning. He says around 5 o'clock, his driveway was covered by several feet of water and large pieces of debris after flash flooding along Black Creek. Reed says the floodwater dropped back no less than 2 hours later and in the process washed out his driveway. He says flash flooding wasn't on his mind when he went to sleep Thursday night.
It wasn't raining when I went to sleep. We got 4 6/10 inches of rain in probably an hour or so.
Reed says he's still holding out hope that the judge executive's office or somebody with the county will declare the driveway a disaster area and help him with the repairs. In Powell County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Reed tells us that creek has flooded 3 times in the 35 years he's lived along it, but this is the first time his driveway was damaged. Well, it is a much nicer day here in the Bluegrass. Temperatures are up and plenty of sunshine.
Pretty nice out there. But by the end of the week, it'll really feel like summer, and the rain chances are ramping back up. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. I thought we'd get a break at least for several days.
Yeah, and I can give you the break for the rest of the evening. That's about all I can promise there, as those thunderstorms are back in here tomorrow and what is likely to be another active weather day across central and eastern Kentucky. We look at Live First Alert Defender, and here's the break that Sam and Amber are talking about. Not a whole lot out there across central and eastern Kentucky. Some good news. Lexington Metro, skies are bubbling up a little bit out there. You typically see that when you have a lot of humidity in the air and you have a very wet ground. That sun comes out, tries to help the soils out by evaporating some of that moisture, and at times you can bubble up a little isolated shower or thunderstorm in that type of a setup. Not seeing that now, though we've been awfully close to getting in on a sprinkle or a very light shower. Rain to our east. That's the big flood maker from last night into eastern Kentucky. It's now off to our east. Here's the break into bluegrass country. Out to our west, though, cause for concern as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. Cold front is on the move. It's going to be right on top of the bluegrass state as we go into late tomorrow night. Then it puts the brakes on. That spells trouble because it's also bringing with it an increase in tropical air. We look at something called the dew point temperatures. Anything in the 60s is fairly muggy, upper 60s. But now you get to a dew point temperature of 70 or greater. That's the tropical feel, and it's also that tropical air that can hold a lot more moisture. So any thunderstorm that develops within that type of atmosphere can put down a lot of rain. So storms are ready to increase again, guys. The heavy rain threat will take center stage as we go through the next several days, which will be much more humid than hot. We will break down that heavy rain threat in greater detail when I come back here in just a few minutes.
2 people were killed Saturday night when a boat capsized on the Ohio River near Louisville.
One of the victims was a 14-year-old boy who recently graduated from middle school. Kayla Vanover talked to some of the teen's friends.
I didn't know how to think or how to react, you know what I'm saying?
Trey Allgaier spent years sharing a football field with Mark.
He had the most potential I've ever seen in somebody. Like every time he'd run a lap or he'd do something, he just put his everything in it.
Mark's potential almost as big as his personality.
Like usually big guys like that, you think they're, you know, but he was a soft guy, you know what I'm saying? Just, I don't know. It's just hard to imagine that he's gone.
But his personality and strength gave him the nickname Big Mark.
He led the football players in the prayer huddle, and he just was just a great Christian leader.
He kind of bragged about being real strong, so I said, really, you are? He says, yeah. Hey, come here. So he came and he picked me up, threw me up in the air, and he almost dropped me, but he caught me. And everyone started laughing real hard.
He's really bold, and he's like not afraid to talk in front of anybody. And he's nice to everybody.
It's that sincereness and loving personality that's helping these soon-to-be high schoolers cope with losing one of their dearest friends. Some posting to Instagram, sharing their condolences using the hashtag RIP Big Mark.
But knowing that he's with Jesus up in heaven, I think it kind of helps a little bit.
3 people who were on that boat are still missing. We'll have an update on WKYT News at 5:30.
A man is charged with murder after a deadly weekend shooting in Laurel County. Police say that 29-year-old Christopher Bird shot and killed his girlfriend, 22-year-old Shannon Engel. Her family says Engel just moved in with Bird at his home on Hickory Road. Bird's father says the shooting was an accident.
Police are asking for your help in finding a missing Central Kentucky woman. The Nelson County Sheriff's Office is looking for Crystal Rogers. Police say her car was found on the Bluegrass Parkway with a flat tire and the keys and her personal belongings inside. Rogers' boyfriend last saw her on Friday. Her family is very concerned and say it's not like Rogers to take off without telling someone. A Lexington strip club that has been the scene of several recent shootings could lose its liquor license. The Lexington Herald Leader is reporting that Diamonds on Winchester Road is facing state and local violations. There have been 3 shootings outside the club in just the last 2 months. The club is also accused of serving alcohol to minors and failing to pay taxes. This fall, dozens of homeowners in Lexington will see an increase in their property taxes. The Vacant Property Review Commission has identified 69 homes as being vacant, and in an effort to clean up the city, Lexington will raise the property taxes on those homes by $1 for every $100 of their property value. WKYT's Miranda Combs went with the city leader just last year to examine the vacant homes and went back again this summer to see if the commission had prompted homeowners to make any changes.
This is really one of the worst ones, in my opinion, that we have. I frankly think that this property owner has been given more than enough time. This property has been sitting like this for a very long time.
Sam is at the live desk now with our investigative reporter Miranda Combs with more on this story that she's working on for tonight at 6. Sam?
Thank you, Amber. You've been following this for a while. You went with the commission back in November to see some of these vacant homes, right?
Right, Sam, and at that time there were 97 homes on the list. Well, over the past few months, they've all gotten a letter saying that they were on this initial list, and then they were able to appeal that decision, and many of them did. I think about 37 appealed it, so we ended up with 69 homeowners still on this vacant property list, and their property taxes will go up in the fall.
So some of the homes that were on the initial list last year, they're not there anymore.
Yeah, and it was interesting. Some of them, found out they were on the list, went to the appeals board and said, hey, here's what we're going to do to fix this, and they came off the list. One of the properties we went to was actually an empty lot now where an old home was, and they said, hey, we'll knock it down and we'll put it up for sale, which is exactly what the Vacant Property Review Commission wants to see happen. Maybe not knock it down, but to figure out how to fix it up, sell it, or move on, at least with the property.
Other homes have stayed on the list from the very beginning.
There was an interesting guy I spoke to back in November. He lives in Alabama, but he owns this home that Jonathan Hollinger was talking about on Oak Hill Drive, and he has absolutely no attachment to the home, but just refuses to get rid of it or do anything with it. And I talked to him again, and you'll hear what he has to say tonight at 6 now that his property value will go, or his property tax, excuse me, will go up.
I'm sure people in those neighborhoods don't like seeing that kind of boarded up house, and that can be a problem.
It's frightening for a lot of people to have that.
Okay, much more coming up with Miranda at 6 o'clock. Amber?